everybody, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and I've got another review for you today. It's not this, it's what's underneath this. Now, a couple of you will know, a couple of weeks ago I went, well, a few of you will know, a couple of weeks ago I went to the Gloucester show on the 22nd of May and saw a beautiful model built by Stuart of this 1/48 scale Bristol Blenheim. Keep going to call it a Bowfighter. Didn't realise at the time there were two different versions, so I just went and saw Vince at Models for Sale. I said, have you got one? He said, I've got one back at the factory, or back at the warehouse, damaged box, you can have it for a really good price. And that's what he did, and there it is. So there I was doing the review, talking about the fantastic brown on brown camouflage, and there we are looking at a brown and green camouflage. Didn't realise the model I saw, this one, I put a photograph up, which is beautifully done by Stuart. It was a Mark 1, and this is actually a Mark 1F. So the Mark 1 was a bomber, this was a fighter. So, and they're both the short nose. I really do hope they bring out the long nose version. I'm sure they will, because I really do love the look of the Bristol Blenheim with the glass nose, like a like a B25. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful kit. Really, really nice. Airfix harder plastic. It's the later plastic. So really looking forward to building this. I've ordered the Edward mask set for it, which has now come. And at the time I was doing the review, I said I wish there was some reference material. And then along comes the lovely Wendy Hickson. You'll see her pop into loads of live streams in the chats, and everybody loves Wendy. Wendy is a contributor to the channel, has been for a very long time. She's now a Patreon, and she messaged me on Patreon and said, well, she told me that Wingleader Productions actually do the book, and it's £20, and here's £20 to go and buy it. So Wendy, honestly, thank you very much, my love. You are such a generous person. It's unbelievable. So I got in touch with Wingleader Productions, and here we have the book. And this is the Modeller's Photo Archive #1. Now, the books you've seen me reviewing before, like this wonderful Lancaster book that I've got over here all prepared, this one here, this is now known as the Wingleader Photo Archive. They're basically the same thing. They called it the Modeller's Photographic Archive, and then for some reason they changed, and that's what I was told by Mark over at Wingleader Productions. So Wendy sent me the £20, so I went on Wingleader Productions, ordered the book, I paid the postage, and then the next day I got an email from Mark. We've refunded your £20 and the postage because you've done some fantastic reviews for us. Book is in the post. So thank you, Mark. So now, Wendy, if you're watching this, and I know you are, don't worry about putting anything in the bank this month because you've already done it. So I can't believe how generous everybody is to me. It's really, really nice, and it's only because this YouTube channel's been so successful that that's the way things are. And the only reason this YouTube channel has been so successful is because you guys follow me, give me likes, subscribe, and everything else you do. So it's wonderful. Thank you very much. So this is the Bristol Blenheim Mark 1 and Mark 1F. So it applies to the kit we've got, so we'll have some lovely reference material in here, like what seat belts we should use and colours, and we can see some weathering and stuff. So let's have a look. We will go right through the book and we'll have a quick look. As you can see, I haven't read it yet because the spine is still unbroken, so there we go. So we've got a beautiful image in there of a Blenheim Mark 1, and that's the brown on brown camouflage, which I really do like. And then going into the book here, beautiful photograph of one there coming into land, and an RAF fuel tanker there. So beautiful, beautiful book. So this was first published in 2018. The ISBN number is there. If you can see it, there it is there. And the recommended retail price, as you can see, is £20. I would recommend going straight to the Wingleader site and ordering it, purely because if you order it from Wingleader, it comes directly from their publishers, so their printers. They put it in a plastic bubble bag, in a cardboard envelope, in a bag. And if it's a thinner book, they put cardboard inside it to stop it getting bent. So as you can see, this has come through the post, and it is perfect. Now, it's got a mark there, which I've done. If you order from anybody else, it's probably still going to be the same price, but it will have gone from the publishers to the shop, and then the shop's packaging may not be so good. That book I bought on the Yag Tiger came from America, and it was in a jiffy bag, and all the corners are all battered and everything. So, you know, some shops aren't as thoughtful as the others, but there we go. So we've got the introduction there, talking about the Blenheim. So that's the prototype. And then going over the page, this is one of the first One of the first production aircraft, and we can see it's brand new and unmarked. Really, really nice. And then here we've got another one of the Turkish export aircraft, painted in Turkish camouflage colours. Lovely quality paper as well. And then we've got a colourised photo. So you can see here, this is the difference in black and white. You can see there's, so what I'm saying here, the colour photo to the left appears very different in black and white. Above is how the scene would appear shot in panchromatic film, and below in orthochromatic. Note how dark the yellow and red areas are on orthochromatic film. The difference in the blue of the roundels is noticeable in both black and white photos. So you can see here the blue, the blue, the blue, and you can see the differences. So this is talking all about photographic analysis. So now we're doing a walk around. So this is 1937. Here's the stuff we all love, cockpit. So there's the instrument panel there, very simple instrument panel, and the control wheel. And then we're looking inside there, we got the, looks like a gunner there, he's probably a navigator as well. And he's got a lovely seat. And there's the pilot there. So you can see here, there's the quarters. This is a rare photograph under construction. Fancy sitting on that for a few hours, eh? God. And you can see here we've got the empty pan of the seat, so probably these pilots did sit on their parachute. So, and then we've got a view there that's looking that way up. That's looking down into the cockpit of an aircraft under construction. A couple of guys there, happy with their plane, all looking cheerful. Got a couple of logos there. The cockpit was subject to a number of modifications, it's saying there. Lovely big picture there. It's great for our oil streaking and weathering, and you can see where people stepped and everything. So that's a really great picture for us modelers. We can see that framing on the front. You know, it's not all lovely and square and everything. You can see it's a little bit out of shape and that. So if you do miss a surfacer and you sand it and you lose your sharp edges, it's probably going to look more realistic. You can see here there's one being shot up. Just wondering where this is. Below line, doesn't say where it is. It kind of looks familiar. We've got a lovely aerial shot there. We've got some more damage. Got the steps going up the sides there. We can see that in those steps is either black or really dark. And we've got some damage here. See a rudder there broken. Another one there with the rudder broken. Or is it just where the rudder's turned? I guess it's where the rudder's turned. And then we've got wings and tailplane we're talking about here. So shows two views of a Blenheim Mk1 night fighter. Blanked out windows and stuff. You can see there's some lovely image on there. Look at the colouring on there. Look at the black paint, and it's just wonderful. Worth having this book, I tell you, even if you're not into Blenheims, that is probably one of the best actual wartime photos I've ever seen of a black plane. That's brilliant. Interesting. So here's the engines. Oh, so they're oil cooler intakes. I always wondered what they were, but they're oil cooler intakes. Okay, that's good to know. Ground crew work on this engine allow us to see the exhaust collector and exhaust without the cowling in place. There's some ladies there having some fun working on the engine. And a couple of guys there stood next to their what looks like a fairly new Blenheim. We've got some pilots taking a rest. Where's this? This is in Egypt. God, they must have been bloody roasting. Having to wear all that gear in that heat. Blimey. Got special air intakes on there as well, look. Undercarriage. Interesting undercarriage doors. You can see those intakes there, really prominent. And then we got one here in Greece. This is one parked up in Greece, so again that's going to be very hot climate. All about the armament now. It's got the belly guns here of the Mk1. Interesting, we've got that glazed area around the side of the turret there rather than it all being metallic. And then this is looking inside radio operator gunner's position. So that's going to be at the rear of the aircraft. We've got some bombs here, more bombs all being loaded up. There's a Blenheim with the long nose, that's the one we like to see. And that's the one, James Mower, I know you like that one as well, that's my favourite. So I know we're both waiting for that kit to appear. And then we got that picture there with the Looks like parachutes and some guns being, or bombs, is it? Bombs by the look of it. On the sort of rear of the fuselage, that's unusual. Camouflage and markings, got some nice colour photos here. That's the typical light grey. Is it light grey and black? I'm not sure from that photograph. But some of the earlier aircraft were light grey and black, or even white and black. You can see here's the white and black, that's what I'm talking about. So that's how they can tell if it was friend or foe. So you've got the A scheme, generally applied to even serial number aircraft, and the B scheme generally applied to odd serial number aircraft. There we go, that's interesting. They're sort of, you can see the camouflage is kind of flipped. That's interesting to know, never knew that. I wonder if this similar happens with the Lancaster. Interesting to see we've got the wingtip lights as well on both sides of the wings, front and back. Lovely picture there of some information. Oops. Following table identifies some of the key marking changes through the pre-war and early war years. So this is the great thing about these books from Wingleader. They give you all this information about different fin flashes and different bits and pieces of the colouring and also the aspects of the aircraft. And there we can see a turret there. That one is all metallic around the bottom. So that's, looks like they're loading some ammo there. There's a Blenheim just taking off. There's, hey skipper! Pilot getting in one through the top. We can see there, can't remember what it's called now. Looks very similar to what goes on the back of a Lancaster, and I can't think what they call it now. Oh, never mind. And then we've got some antenna here, some different antennas, showing all different antenna in different positions. So the Blenheim was one of the first RAF aircraft to receive radar to aid with nighttime interceptions. RAF Squadron Gallery, so here's all your squadrons with your codes with them. Here you can see big wing numbers underneath. More pictures of Blenheims, more pictures of Blenheims with the squadron. One there crashed by the look of it. That one's definitely crashed. It's a night fighter. Lovely photograph. Love to see these photographs with all the squadron all lined up in front of the aircraft. I love that Lancaster one where they're all stood along the wing. Lovely in-flight photos there. Seems to be a lot of these doing nosedives, don't there? It seems very strange because there's hardly anything in front of the nose, in front of the wheels. It's all the weight is, you know what I mean. Beautiful image there. It's a good nighttime image of them getting in with their parachutes. Look, we can see there, definitely the pilot's got his parachute strapped to his bum. Being handed a parachute by the ground crew. Collapsed undercarriage on that one, poor bugger. Lovely photo there. You can see all the weathering down in here, how to do all your steps where they walk up the aircraft. All the paint worn away from the rivets as they've got in and out. I wonder if you could give it like a silver wash and then wipe it off so the silver wash stays in the recessed rivets and it'll give you that effect. I wonder if that would work. You can see all down here as well. Very nice indeed. What a beautiful book this is. More images, overseas based Blenheims. Oops, no undercarriage. There's a nice shot there. Good detail shot. Oops, there's one being used for spares by the look of it. Another one there looks like it's had a fire or something on the tail. That's a good shot on the angle. Nice colour shot there, starting out ready to go by the look of it. Where is this? Probably in the UK, because it's got cloudy skies. Here we go, got some profiles now. So that's a lovely shot there. You got the tail, the wing. Bloody hell, they were close. So, profiles. Blenheim Mk1, L1131, 1938. Just a 62 in the yellow roundel. You can see there's the aircraft there. Okay, so there's no codes on there, but there's codes on here. Then we've got 61st Squadron, K7170. 82nd Squadron, 1939, so now we're getting close to the war. So we've got not only pictures, but we've got a photograph to back up the pictures. So this is what the artist has interpreted that to be, and I would imagine these are probably by Mark Postlethwaite. I could be wrong, but 45th Squadron, September 39 with a question mark. OBW, lovely brown on brown camo, just lovely. Oh, lovely shot there of one. It's either diving or it's flying along on the flat, and the picture's just done on an angle. And summer 39, late 39, early 40, so now we're really getting into the war. Early 40, there's a night fighter, looking lovely. That's got the glazed area around the turret, look. More pictures of the same. Let's just say that photograph there is awesome. Look at the wear on that. And that one. Look at all the bare metal you can see on there. It's great. And then we've got the late 40, early 41, 30 Squadron in Greece. So, Brown, I believe that is what the Airfix kit is, isn't it? There it is there, VTG. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then we've got May, June 40. This is back in the UK by the look of it. Blenheim's in foreign service, so we've got Finnish, Romanian and Turkish. Interesting cross on the Romanian. So there's the Finnish, the blue swastika on skis there, look. And then we've got Blenheim Mk1 for the Turkish Air Force, very simple scheme. And that's it. And then here we've got a serial number and squadron index, serial number blocks and factories. So this is where they came from. So Bristol, which is where I was born. You see, this is where I was born. I was born in Filton at probably 3/4 of a mile from that factory. So it's all a bit close to me heart, all this. My father worked at that factory. My mother worked at Rolls-Royce, which was just down the road. I then worked at Rolls-Royce and ended up working in Rodney Works, which was actually in the grounds of this factory. And so yeah, it's all a bit close to my heart, and I see it all now, and it's bloody houses. So yeah, very close to my heart, all this. So there we go. That has been a review of this wonderful, beautiful book, which is going to be very, very handy for the building of the Airfix kit. So, because I was wondering about what, did they have certain harnesses at this point in the war, and what would there be in the back and stuff like that, and all the different colour schemes and all the different squadrons. So it's a book I would recommend to anyone who has the slightest interest in the Blenheim. Some great reading, some great pictures, and some just packed full of information. So there we go. I would go and get yourself one. I'll show you once again. There is the ISBN number. And as I say, if you look up Wingleader Productions online on Google, you'll find this, and you have to look under the Modeller's Photographic Archive. I didn't see it initially. It was Wendy that pointed it out to me. So thank you, Wendy. Thank you for buying it for me. You are a star. And thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, please, and subscribe. Bye for now.